Alright, coming up next, Atelus versus Fanatliver. Round 2.
Gul'dan versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Your soul shall be mine!
Abusive Sergeant in a mage deck, very interesting choice. Oops. Skip that mulligan a little too early. Let's see what Atelus draws. Alright, so looks like Fanatliver playing a pretty standard
My
aggro
magic
warlock.
will tear you apart.
Forbidden rituals and jugglers.
Put this apple on your head. Mind if I roll need?
So this is not particularly ideal.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Atelus is just getting burst down right at the start.
The end is coming!
Wow, those were like some really good juggles. And sets up very well for a Sea Giant next turn. And it's not really ideal to and a Cone of Cold kind of works good this turn. I don't think Atelus has the hand to deal with this kind of board. Yes. That is pretty insane. Turn 4 Sea Giant just totally uncontested right now. There's no good way to deal with this with what's in Atelus' hand. He's got an Ice Lance. The Flame Waker can't deal with this many minions without some cheaper spells. So there is the Frost Nova.
Someday I'll be just like you!
Might consider spending Ice Lance on that. I don't know if that was the best choice. Mortal Coil. With the juggles are just hitting all the minions.
Job's done.
This is like such an insane start for Fanatliver. Well, looks like there's an ice block, but
I serve
and you really have to deal with that Sea Giant. Ice Lance, you really should have used that last turn. This juggler does not know how to miss.
My seal for Argus.
So I don't know what Atelus can really do after the ice block. There's no good way to deal with this Sea Giant. He's gonna need to draw Flame Strike or Blizzard next turn. Oh, there's the Leroy. So, all you need to do is pop the ice block this turn. So even if Atelus draws another ice block, he just really has nothing good going on. The Chromagus So it looks like this is sort of a dragony mage. He's got 2 attributes.
You win this.
So there's a very quick game 1.
Hearth versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Victory or death!
So some decent cards in the mulligan for Atelus, who's playing his mage again. And not much going on in Fanatliver's hand right now. He's gonna be needing to dig for some weapons early on. And Atelus is coining
Mind
out
if I
the
roll
loot
need?
orders. So I'm kind of half convinced that Atelus is playing a freeze mage, but there's a lot of interesting additional cards in there.
Mind if I roll need?
Is Fierce Monkey getting played? I think if Fanatliver knew that this was basically a freeze mage,
Get in
then
there and fight, maggot!
he would probably have just used the whirlwind.
Someday I'll be just like you.
So Blood Ichor may be coming out this turn. Either that or a Bloodhoof Brave to just soak up some more damage.
Job's done.
Battle Rage. Not too bad of a Battle Rage. But if Atelus is running Freeze Mage, then he definitely won't have Polymorphs to deal with things like the Sylvanas coming up soon. But there's a Nefarian too, so I'm not... This might be some sort of combination Freeze Dragon Mage. Fanatliver, very nice pickup, getting the weapon this turn. Next turn, he's gonna have quite a few options. So, Bloodhoof Brave is probably coming out next turn. Oh, the Core Chron Elite is pretty good, actually. It means he can use this.
Job's done.
I don't know, I think the Core Chron might have been better to just try and get the damage down, but if it is Freeze Mage, then there's usually mechanics. Usually there's an Alexstrasza. There probably is an Alexstrasza either way, now that I think about it, in either the Dragon or Freeze. Malkrok? I don't see anything wrong with Malkrok.
Pain, speak to me.
So not quite a pain. Not sure if you wanted to play that this turn quite. Yeah, not sure the Acolyte was the best play, since you may potentially lose out on all the extra draws from the Whirlwind effects that you generally want to combo that with.
Someday I'll be just like
Sorcerer's
you.
Apprentice after the strange decisions from Atelus. I think he needs to take a little more time to think through of what he's actually deciding to do. So that's Fanatliver. I don't think he really needed to clear that 3-2. He might have been better served by using the Blood to Ichor on his Acolyte himself to get more draws out of it. So, Azure Drake coming up. It's an Arcana and the like, not too bad of a turn. Yeah, Ragnaros, pretty solid play right there. Looks like Fanatliver's just basically saving the Malcorrect for a rainy day. Maybe testing the waters, trying to figure out what exactly this deck is. Really.
The end is coming!
So this could be very interesting. Potentially the Ragnaros could kill the Doomsayer.
My blade be thirsty.
But Fanatliver doesn't really need to gamble with that. Since he has the execute. So there that goes. I don't know about the overcommitting though.
Die, you
Although I do suppose that if you're playing against a freeze mage, it doesn't really affect Ragnaros in any way. So you can freeze it all you want, it's still gonna do 8 damage to your face. And Fireball and Hero Power can take it out, but there's just too many minions on board. Atelus goes down game 2 to the Ragnaros. Just all the freeze effects in the world doesn't matter when Ragnaros doesn't need to attack you. So Atelus has got one more turn, and Ice Lance is not the answer. Neither is Mirror Image.
I serve the fire.
Flamewaker might be able to get something interesting done. Oh, these dragons have been in Atelus' hand for quite some time. So 2 slams to clear out the minions. Pretty easy call. So Atelus is gonna have a pretty difficult fight coming back from an 0-2 start. Not sure what other decks he's brought, but this Freeze Mage does not seem to be the answer.
Anduin! I'll bring victory.
Let the hunt begin.
Alright, so looks like Atelus is going with something a little safer, going with Priest. I'm not sure if I saw some Cthulhu cards there just now.
Is someone injured?
So Forbidden Shaping, some very interesting choices to see. Hooded Acolyte. Meanwhile, Fanatliver's goal is to just basically burst down Atelus before he can get his Cthulhu rolling and get the massive amounts of heals. I'm sorry for that very loud noise. took a second to
Embrace the void.
close out some of the things that are making unnecessary noise. Looks like Atelus has actually got a decent start. Probably a bit premature with the Akanai Soul Priest. Especially when you've got healing, Circle of Healing in hand. Totally didn't need to play that. Quick shot's probably coming out. But Fanatliver chooses to use his weapon, I suppose, this turn.
Do you hear its call?
So Atelus has been given plenty of time to get Cthulhu doing his thing.
Listen closely.
He's still at 30 health. Fanatliver hasn't really made much of a dent. It looks like he's deciding to go face. Gambling on Atelus not having a Shadow Word death. Which luckily he doesn't.
Cthulhu is my shield. Listen closely.
Ooh, man, 1 mana off from being able to call it wild. That's pretty insane. Flame Juggler, definitely want that to hit. Either minion's fine, actually. The Divine Shield does stay intact. That's pretty rough for Fanatliver, but he kind of doesn't seem to mind. He's got Call of the Wild next turn. That can potentially just finish the game. Not sure what the damage count is going to be. It's going to be 5, 6, 5, 10, 13, 16 damage. If only it were turn 10. So yeah, Atelus probably wishes he still had the Akanai this turn. That's exactly the situation you want to save it for.
Just a pinch of liquor.
Yeah. I think maybe... Is Tyrion 8 mana? It's difficult for me to remember right now. I believe Tyrion's 8 mana, and that probably would have been the best thing to get out of Finish Shaking, but it also still wouldn't have been enough. Maybe Ragnaros? Yeah, I don't think there was any real answer without the Akanai. Circle of Healing. And it looks like Fanatliver manages to just shut out with a 3-0.
Quickly.
There's no 1 mana drop that Forbidden Shaping can really use, other than maybe the 1/3 taunt. So some very nice play from Fanatliver. Managed to make a lot of good calls.